Hello, my dear students. Communicative English, Unit 1, Module 8. Pronunciation. Today's topic is pronunciation. And we are going to see a question with the answer. Write an essay on pronunciation without phonetic symbols. There are 7 paragraphs, 7 topics in this essay. The first one, introduction, essentials of pronunciation, the 44 sounds, phonemes of English, minimal pass, fifth heading, diphthongs, sixth one, short vowels and long vowels, and last one, conclusion. So there will be introduction and last one, conclusion. In between, you have 5 topics: essentials of pronunciation, the 44 sounds, phonemes of English, minimal pass, diphthongs, short vowels and long vowels. First one, introduction. First, I'll read out, then I'll explain one by one. So this is an essay on pronunciation. First one, introduction. Pronunciation is the way in which a word or a language is spoken. A word can be spoken in different ways by various individuals or groups depending on many factors. English pronunciation has various components such as sounds, stress, and variation in pitch, and the learner needs to understand the function of these as well their form. Pronunciation in the English language could be a challenge to non-native speakers, as it is different from our Indian language where there is a direct correspondence between the letter and the sound. Pronunciation is one of the controversial topics in the field of the English language. So in this essay on pronunciation, you need to know what do you mean pronunciation. Pronunciation is the way in which a word or language is spoken. How do you spell out? How do you speak? How do you pronounce a word? That is pronunciation. So English is a language and a foreign language. Being a non-native speaker, Indians, we cannot speak like native speakers. When we learn how we should pronounce like native speakers, like people of England, we will also speak. So we need to listen more and more video clippings, audio clippings of native speakers. Then definitely we will also speak like native speakers or people of England. Then only when we interact with any foreigners, they will understand English, and also our pronunciation should be like native speakers. So it's very easy. It's very easy. If you know classification of English language and a sound system, and how do you spell out, how do you pronounce, if you come to know, definitely you will also speak like native speakers. So first one, definition. Pronunciation is the way in which a word or a language is spoken. A word can be spoken in different ways by various individuals or groups depending on many factors. In Tamil also, we say Chennai Tamil, Madurai Tamil, Tirunelveli Tamil, and so on. It varies. A person from Tirunelveli will speak in a different way, whereas Chennai people will speak in a different way. But both they are speaking Tamil only. Same Tamil, if it is spoken by Sri Lankan, they will speak in a different way. Same Tamil. English, no, it's an international language. Depending upon the culture, their environment, they speak in a different way. So second sentence, a word can be spoken in different ways by various individuals or groups. Same English, here we speak in a different way. Kerala people will speak in a different way. We say lorry, they say lorry. We say opponent, they say opponent. Same spelling. See the sound system. We say lorry, they say lorry. We say opponent, they say opponent. So the pronunciation may vary state to state, country to country, whereas we need to speak like people of England, native speakers. A word can be spoken in different ways by various individuals or groups depending on many factors. English pronunciation has various components such as sounds, stress, and variation in pitch or throw, and the learner needs to understand the function of these as well their form. So there are some components, especially sound system. If you want to say good afternoon, that's the way. The same good afternoon can be pronounced good afternoon. That also we can say. But that is not the way. No people will accept if we say good afternoon. So we need to say good afternoon. First one, sound system. And the stress. See, some words, no, we need to give some stress. Come here. Go there. So we'll have to stress, pressure. Then only they come, they go. Stress. And variation in pitch. So when you speak some words, no, that will have to come out freely. That will have to come out freely. Throw. Then only people will listen. So first one sounds, second one stress, and variation in pitch. And the learner needs to understand the function of this as well as their form. So we need to know how about English pronunciation, sound system, classification, and the function of these as well as their form. Pronunciation in the English language could be a challenge to non-native like India speakers, as it is different from our Indian language. Our language is entirely different from a foreign language, English. So there are so many challenges. We may have our mother tongue influence. If you want to say come here, we may say come here, yeah. That Tamil will influence when you call somebody. Go there, yeah, we say. And Telugu people also will say come here, Lu. Lu will be there. Here, yeah. So like that mother tongue influence will be there. There are so many challenges, and where there is a direct correspondence between the letter and the sound. Here, Tamil, there is no difference. Letter and sound system will be same. Whereas English, letter and the sound system, it will vary. They write A, for example, knife. First letter K. We'll have to say knife, but that's wrong. That K is silent, they say knife only. And comb, C-O-M-B. Last letter B, we'll have to say comb, but B is silent, we should say comb. In between also, for example, government. So N is silent there, we should not say government. That's wrong. So N is silent. First letter, sometime middle of the word, and sometime last letter like T. T also A, there we do not say. Connect T, comb, like that. So there is a direct correspondence between the letter and the sound. In some languages, there is no correspondence between letter and the sound, some languages. Pronunciation is one of the controversial topics in the field of the English language. Of course, it's very difficult when you practice, when you keep on practice, definitely you also speak like native speakers. Essentials of pronunciation. Pronunciation includes features of language. If at all a language, there are two things. One is vocabulary and grammar. Vocabulary, words and their meaning, vocabulary, and grammar, how we should write, how we should speak, that is grammar, way we should follow grammar, some restrictions, even in Tamil also some restrictions. So pronunciation includes features of language, vocabulary and grammar, and skills. I was informing you about the language skills, listening, speaking, reading and writing. Here, this pronunciation includes speaking and listening. Since pronunciation is part of speaking, it is also physical. Say physical activity, we should open and speak. There are so many organs are working, functioning, physical one. And the pronunciation involves listening to how the language sounds. So we need to listen keenly how others are speaking, how native speakers are speaking. So we need to listen audio, video, or any play or any movies or any other thing or a TV news and all, so that we will understand, oh, this is the way we should follow, we should pronounce, we should speak. We will try to understand. Pronunciation is the most important and difficult problem that non-native English speakers have to take face when studying English. When we want to study English, we need to concentrate more on pronunciation. Then only when you go abroad, people will understand what do you speak. Otherwise, they may not understand and you may not understand what they are speaking. So when you want to have a close relationship or a good rapport, you need to speak like others. Others will have to understand your words or your spoken form. Improper pronunciation can lead to negative impression. If you change slightly, also the meaning will vary. Sometimes people will laugh at us, not you at us. Misunderstanding and ineffective communication. There are three things. First one, negative impression. If I speak wrongly, people will laugh at me or they will underestimate. They will give a poor score for me. So negative impression. Second one, misunderstanding. They will understand in a different way and they may give or they may respond in a different way. Sometimes they may not respond. And Indian effective communication. Communication won't be effective one. The important point to note is that English pronunciation involves many factors besides sounds. We may think that sound system play a vital role, major role. It's not so. There are other things. First one, intonation, modulation, up and down. Good afternoon, good evening, beautiful. When I want to say beautiful, it's not beautiful. We should say beautiful. There should be some modulation. Come here, go there, play nicely. So there should be some modulation. That is intonation. And stress, pressure. Come here, sit down. So we need to say with some pressure when you want to do something or when you want to extract work from others, you need to have some stress. So first one, intonation, that is modulation. Second one, stress, pressure, or just two of many nuances that make spoken English what it is today. So there are so many things involved in this, leaving these two, intonation and stress. There are other things, pitch we say, throw we say, voice modulation. So many things are there. Learners should be encouraged not to completely eliminate their accents. Otherwise, pronunciation, we say accents or pronunciation, but to improve their understanding of English sounds in order to pronounce words with as much as accuracy as they can. So point is here, we need to learn how English words have to be spoken. how English words have to be pronounced, so that you get a good image about you. People will recognize you, people will recognize you, people will respond you, they will pick you as one of the best candidates when you speak like native speakers. That is possible. Only thing, we need to have constant practice, practice. Listening. There is a sense of assurance that comes from knowing the correct pronunciation of the words we need to use. The knowledge makes possible flexibility, variety, and accuracy in all oral communication. If at all written communication, no one is going to listen. Simply they read. If it is a oral communication, they test, they examine. What do they examine? What do they test? They will test your flexibility, variety, and accuracy. Pronunciation, we need to have 100% accuracy. Then only people will recognize. The 44 sounds phonemes of English. Now we shall see something about the English words or a sound system. A phoneme is a speech sound. We say sound or phoneme. A phoneme is a speech sound. It's the smallest unit of sound that distinguishes one word from another. How do you distinguish a word from word cat, mat? CAT, cat, mat. So how do you distinguish cat? It's an animal. Mat, it's not an animal. It's a non-being thing. It's a being thing, non-being. See the difference between being and non-being things. It seems the same sound system, whereas meaning is different. So a phoneme is a speech sound. It's the smallest unit of sound that distinguishes or differentiates one word from another. Since sounds cannot be written, we use letters to represent or stand for the sounds. We cannot write the sounds. Instead, we need to have some structure for the sound. That is a letter. That is a letter. Otherwise, alphabet. Here we say A, there they say A, like that. So sound system. Since sounds cannot be written, we use letters to represent or stand for the sounds. A grapheme is the written representation, a letter or cluster, that means group of letters. Sometimes we say single letter, that also will give meaning, and a group of letters. For example, word, W-O-R-D, word. Sometimes single letter also will give you meaning. It is generally agreed that there are approximately 44 sounds in English. How many sounds are in English? There are 44 sounds, approximately, more or less. That may vary. Country to country, people to people, they say different, but in general, 44 sounds. With some variation dependent on accent and articulation. Articulation means expression. When you speak, when you articulate, when you express, these sounds may vary. But in general, there are 44 sounds in English. The 44 English phonemes are represented by the 26 letters of the alphabet individually and in combination. But there are 44 sounds are there in English, whereas only 26 alphabetical letters are there. Only 26 letters are there in English. The 44 English sounds can be divided into major components. They classified into two different major components. They are vowels and consonants. Even in Tamil we say உயிரெழுத்துகள், மெய்யெழுத்துகள். They are vowels and consonants. The vowels include A, E, I, O and U. You might have known about all these vowels in our school days. Your English teacher would have taught about all these vowels. There are 5 letters, alphabetical letters in English. The vowels include A, E, I, O, U and U. A vowel sound is produced by a free flow of breath out of the mouth. What do you mean vowel? It should come out freely without any obstacle. A vowel sound is produced by a free flow of breath. When you say A, A, See, there is no obstruction, there is no trouble. It will come out freely without any hindrance, any disturbance. And rest 21, leaving all these 5, no, there are 25, 26 letters, and leaving these 5, 21 consonants are there. A consonant sound is produced by blocking air which is flowing out of the mouth. When you say P, see, something is blocking. When you say A, there is no block. Whereas when you say P or B, see, there is a block. This is a difference between vowel and consonant. Now, we shall see minimal pass. In phonology, phonology is nothing but a science of sounds. Phonology, minimal pass or pass of words or phrases in particular language. Pair means two. There will be set pair. Spoken or signed that differs in only one phonological element and has different meanings. It seems same pronunciation, but spelling also sometimes vary. Same spelling, different meaning. Different spelling, same sound. That we will see. Then only you will understand. So, and as different meanings, a pair of words that differ in one phoneme, such as pin and bin. See, it seems same sound, whereas P-I-N, pin, we use pin to have there in the paper, no, if you want to put together, no, then we use pin. And bin now, west bin, there in the computer desktop also you have a bin. All the waste files will be put up in the bin, where vegetables and other things also our mothers used to put it, no? Pin and bin. And one more example, rich and rich. See, sound system, it varies slightly, whereas R-I-C-H, rich. What's the meaning for rich? Opposite to poor. If someone is possessing more money, more wealth, then we say rich. And rich, W-R-E-T-C-H, pin and bin, rich and rich, sick and sink. Sick, you know, if you are not well, then we say sick. And sink, we have tank and other things, no, in our home, that is sink. Sick and sink are a minimal pair. The latter having an extra phoneme. Slink and shrink, this also seems to be same but entirely different. Slink, different pronunciation. Shrink, that is a very short, minimize, or not minimal, as differ in two phonemes. And the next topic, diphthongs. A diphthong is a combined form of two vowels. Vowel only one sound. A is different, E is different. When you combine both A and E or any other vowels, then we say that's a diphthong. There are several varieties of diphthong, wide and narrow. Wide, open, narrow, close. Closing and opening. How do you open? How do you close? Centering, falling and rising. Rise and fall. Modulation, intonation. These are the sound system. Diphthongs are gliding vowels that will glide like soap, no, sweep, no, glide. In phonetics, the sound of two vowels when pronounced rapidly so that they glide together to form one sound. If you want to make diphthong, it's a clue. You speak loudly, you speak fast, not fastly. That is wrong, fast. Notice the vowel glide in the following words. Ear, wait, tourist, boy, rear. You should say ear, wait, tourist, boy, rear. Show, my, pew, line, cow, air, fate, fake, new. Listen on the internet to the way these words are pronounced. You will find that is a music to it. When you say like this, you listen to music like last but one, short vowels and long vowels. Vowels we saw. There are 20 vowels in English. Letters only A, E, I, O, U, 5. All remaining 21 letters consonants. Out of these 5 letters A, E, I, O, U, and that represent 20 sounds. 5 letters represent 20 sounds. Out of these 20 vowels also, we have short vowels and long vowels. In phonetics, vowels are the sounds produced when the breath passes through the mouth without obstruction. I told you already, vowels, which that words or letters should come out freely. So how it will come? Vowels are the sounds produced when the breath passes through the mouth without any obstruction. That's the reason teachers there in the LKG, UKG, they teach only vowels first, so that all kids know, 3 years old, boys and girls know, babies know, they can learn well. That's the reason they first they teach only this alphabet vowels first. Next to one consonant, little bit stress, there will be strain. So in phonetics, vowels are the sounds produced when the breath passes through the mouth without obstruction. The letters representing such sounds are also referred to as vowels. They are A, E, I, O, U, the rest of the alphabet being made of consonants. This already explained. Of the alphabet being made of consonants. The letters W and Y are known as semi-vowels. Out of vowels also, there is one more classification, semi-vowels. The best example for semi-vowels, there are 2 letters, W and Y. Because in some words, the sound of them is very like that of a consonant. That there will be some resemblance, more or less same, vowel and consonant. That's the reason why they have classified these W and Y under semi-vowels. While in others it is the same as that of a vowel in diphthong sounds. When it comes after a vowel, for example, hall, swing, covered, we should not say howl, H-O-W-L. Some will say howl. No, W is here semi vowel, so we should say howl. Swing, covered. That W, no, we should not give more stress there. Only off, only semi, that means off. So all, sewing, cover. Y is a consonant when it begins a word or syllable. Here also just listen, yes, in, beyond. Why no? Here also semi vowel, semi sound, off sound, yes, in, beyond. When it comes at the end, it is a vowel with the sound of short. For example, ugly, phony, merry. Same Y, there semi vowel. Here see last letter, more than that, short, very short, ugly, phony, merry. Or a vowel with the sound of long, long I. Try, fly, my. Will that last letter, no, long sound. Try, fly, my. When not at the beginning or at the end, it has either the sound of the short I as physic, typical, system, mystery, or the sound of the long I as in type, Seth, Python, liar, etc. So you need to pronounce. You will come to know that depends first part, middle of the word, last letter of the word, that depends where we have that particular letter W and Y. This is a diphthongs. And last one, conclusion. Pronunciation is more than listen and repeat. So we need to listen and we need to practice repeatedly, again and again. That is very important. More than that, you need to have something extra. You should have that feeling always, yes, I can speak like a speaker. I can speak like a foreigner, especially people from England, UK. So to pronounce a new language, we need to retrain, not only train, retrain. That means that twice or thrice or 4 times, many times we need to make attempts, much more attempts. Retrain the muscles. We should train our muscle to open and speak freely. Then only we speak better English, good English, the best English. We used to speak. We can practice by focusing on connected speech while playing audio and video clippings in English. This video and audio clippings also you need to listen a native speakers video clipping. BBC is the wonderful thing. Wonderful thing, BBC. And they broadcast many programs, especially for non-native speakers, that they will have to listen. Reading a book out loud can encourage you to phonetically sound out unfamiliar words. If you are not familiar, there are some dictionary available, audio dictionary, that you will have to play and listen using all headphones and earphones. Now you can listen. The more you practice these sounds, the better your accent will be. If you practice more, no, your accent also will be very nice, very sweet, and everyone love you. Everyone will recognize you. They will give you more image, more value. So keep on practice. All the best. Thank you.